sing this chorus, and when my brother Chico kicks in on the drums, we're gonna jump, okay? We're gonna get into this like it's our last night on earth.
Around the globe, many concerts and festivals have been canceled to curb the spread of COVID-19.
Right now.
Resume next fall at the earliest.
This is the most all of a sudden thing that's ever happened in my life.
It just obviously hit everybody in all facets of life. You know, it hit us hard because we're actually in one of the industries where when you go out and you tour, there's big crowds of people. No more crowds, no more gatherings. We kind of like shut down like everybody else.
When you're in a bus and you're traveling, you don't really see too much what's going on because you're so busy.
We live in a bubble, so we watch rock documentaries and old reruns of Seinfeld. And then management called and said, hey, there's a pandemic, you guys have to come home. And also, if you manage to find any hand sanitizer or water or toilet paper on your way home, you should probably grab it.
Things are shutting down, closing down. I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. But you don't really sit down, and it's like you're looking at the evening news right after you get off work because it doesn't work that way for us.
The date was actually March 14th. I remember the last show we played. All of a sudden, our manager's telling us that we can't perform anymore. They canceled our tour. We had a few dates left.
When you say through October, do you mean October 31st?
March 15th, the day the earth stood still.
Can we move Salt Lake and Boise to its own weekend and worry about the third date later?
That was the day where we had the doors ready to open a talking stick for a John Fogerty show at 6 p.m. and 3,000 people or so were coming. And we were told just before 6 o'clock, you can't have your show.
We're like, what? No, it's done. There's no more, you go home.
And that was the weekend that everything went to shit.
The three of us were like, what are we supposed to do? I mean, even on the way home, we had no idea the severity of the situation.
And we're in Utah, somewhere in Utah, and there was nothing on the way home. And then it got kind of scary.
People are texting us, telling us to get toilet paper and hand sanitizer and whatever you can get, bottles of water.
It was like a Twilight Zone episode, and there was nothing on the shelves.
When you actually went to go get supplies, and there was nothing there.
And the people in there, you could see the concern on their face.
That's when it was like kind of hit home.
Usually that concern is because guys like us walk into those places, but this time it was different.
I think we all really took this for granted. This is the first time in 100 years that the world shut down. Think about that, man. I mean, there were shows going on with wars going on.
Well, the buildings are closed and you're not going to be able to do a live show anymore. And I was like, how could I not do a live show that my whole show is interactivity with the audience?
Large gatherings of people aren't the best, and this is real. So, you know, one by one, it's just like everything just kind of shut down.
All gatherings of 500 people or more have been canceled. And then it was a domino effect. The guys in Foreigner, the band Foreigner, were all sitting amongst us, and the plug had been pulled on their tour as well. So we all were going home.